My name is Colleen. I live in Livingston County, New York. I just went through a custody hearing for my daughter, and I went in front of Dennis Cohen, which is the family court judge in Livingston County. When I went in there, he didn't want to hear anything I had to say. The father went in there, he lied under oath about the recording that he was going to kill her, and he swore down it wasn't him, he didn't do it, but here's the recording. And I got the recording from my daughter. My daughter recorded this, and when I picked her up from school, she told me to listen to it. So you can also listen to it and let me know what you think on this, but I think it's not good.
Give me the phone. It's my phone, I can take it. Shut the fuck up about your mother! Stop it! I'm sorry, Dad. Then stop it! Shut up! Then you want to get mad. Oh, stop! Did you hear me? You do this every time! You're a little fucking spoiled brat! Put it under the seat. One of these days I'm gonna just stop it and I'll fucking kill you. Then stop it! It's supposed to be Father's Day. I'm not supposed to get mad at you. But you make me like this. Don't you? Well, when I say no, you fucking say no.
CPS was called on that recording, and I got a letter from CPS stating, I'll read it to you, and this is right from CPS, Child Protective Service. It says the date, and then it says Timothy, the father, was verbally abusive towards Summer, 9 years old, because she did not feel well and did not want to go to the game he purchased tickets for. Summer was crying hysterically and repeatedly apologizing to her father. Timothy continues to verbally abuse her and repeatedly threaten to harm her life. Mother has no role. Next page, it says negative towards child and or has extreme unrealistic expectations of the child. Next, the last page says caretaker is violent and appears to be out of control. Now this is what Child Protective Service sent on the father. The judge seen this, he still gave him custody and residency, and he took all my rights away on my daughter. And I keep showing more abuse, and they didn't want to see it. She had a law guardian, James LaPiana. James LaPiana goes in court. This is the transcript of the court. I got those. It says, Mr. LaPiana, Your Honor, I spoke with my client and she wants to continue to reside with her mother. She was non-committedly on contact with her father, but did state her father yells and hits her, and he never reported this, and he was a law guardian attorney, and he never sent in a report about it. She told him, I got recordings where she told her law guardian about how he's always yelling, swearing, and hitting her, and he took scissors and tried to stab himself in front of her like he was going to kill himself, and then he tells her that he wants to get in a car accident with her. You can hear this one, where she tells me that he tells her he wants to get in a car accident and kill her.
And he was gonna kill me when he was driving. He said he would get in an accident and he'll kill us both, so I can't see Mommy anymore.
So the judge, he does not care what's best for the child. He brought her in, talked to her and everything. She kept telling me she wanted to live with me. He brought her in 2009. Her attorney don't want to hear anything she has to say about her father. When he's seen her one time. After he got done talking to her and she told everything that was going on, he called the father in his office and talked with him. And I have a recording where she says, Mr. LaPiana said he asked my dad about the abuse. My dad keeps telling him, no, he don't do it. I said, well, of course he's not going to tell, but we have all the proof. My computer is full of stuff. Now, we went and seen a clinical psychologist because it was court ordered. And the judge said, well, whoever gets the best results on the clinical psychology report, that he'll make his decision. So I went in 3 times. And I went in and I spoke with the psychologist. He said all they had to do was keep filling out these questionnaires. There were 790 questionnaires. Every one of them was worded different, but they all stated the same thing. Do I drink, do drugs, or want to commit suicide? Well, of those 3 days, I kept putting no, false, no, false. So it came back, my report was negative because I didn't do the paperwork right, I guess. So, but this is his report from the psychologist. The doctor was Dr. Benavega. It says, with regards to the father, he certainly suffers from some underlying personality disorder, which he has laid out in this report. Says that the father suggests strong signs of egocentricity, arrogance, conceitedness, boisterous, pretentious behavior that has behaviorally rigid, and has constructed opinions as such, and does not have insight into his behavior and how the behavior affects others. Certainly that's true from listening to the tapes and other things he has said under a 10-year-old daughter's tape, which my daughter made a recording to Dr. Benavega. My daughter's tape in this tape is deplorable. The language that he is deplorable. The language he uses is deplorable, sorry. The fact that that he mentions that he wanted to kill her, even though it's an expression, and then it goes on the next page, that he has a lack of insight, is to complete that it does not truly appear to bother him. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. It's 2 pages. So now he has custody. After all this, he's supposed to be in therapy. He's not in therapy. And I don't understand how I lost only because of the judge's bias. I need to get my daughter home. She's telling kids at school that her father's still abusing her. And then he sends her a text to her cell phone, and it's women's breast, and with bunny ears. The judge sees this. He says, "Oh, that is so cute," and he puts it down. My daughter's law guardian looks at it, never says a word. Now he should have reported that along with everything else. Then I have one here where I'll show the pictures after, where it shows her father says, "Daddy loves you," with her stuffed animals up behind him and his tongue hanging out. Now that is disgusting. So I said to my daughter, I said, "Why did he send you that?" She says, "I don't know, Mike. He must not want me to forget what he looks like." She don't understand. She does understand the abuse, and this is constantly. It's not only her; it's her friends. We're getting reports from her friends' neighbors and grandparents that he's screaming, yelling, swearing at their kids and grandkids. Then 2 little girls come here, and I never met them before. They text me. My daughter texts me, asked if they can come and play, and so I thought they'd come with her father to drop them off. So I said, yeah, they could spend the night because she asked. He comes, and there's 2 little girls. One's 10, one's 5. And he says to me, "You're going to have fun with that little 5-year-old. She never shuts up." I said, "That's okay," and I shut the door. The 10-year-old, they took off upstairs, came back down. She says, "Tim touches my shoulders and legs, and I didn't like it. I just felt uncomfortable." I said, "Oh, I didn't know because I wasn't there, so I didn't know what to say." So I didn't say anything at first, and then Jim come out. He's my fiance, and he says, "What'd she say?" And he's an EMT. And I said, "She said that Tim touched her legs and shoulders, and she felt uncomfortable and didn't like it." So Jim says he had to report it because he's a mandated reporter, being an EMT. And I says, no, let's just let her mother handle this, because I didn't want to get into anything. I don't know these people. Meanwhile, she calls her mother, and she's talking to her mother, and I was talking to the 5-year-old, and she says, look at my lip. And she pulls it down. It was all black and blue, and I said, what happened to you? She says, Tim hit me in the mouth with a glass baking dish. And I said, do you need a wet washcloth? She said, yes. So I asked my daughter to go get it. My daughter goes, I don't know if he did it on purpose, she says. So we're talking, and the other girl hangs up the phone. So I said, what happened? What'd your mother say? She goes, my mother says, do you hit me? And I said, yes. She goes, do I swear at you? And I said, yes. And I'm like, okay. And so I looked at Jim and I said, what's that mean? And he's, because the girls left, and he says, she's threatening her not to say nothing. So I said, oh. So I text her, and I have the text, I'll show that in a minute, where it says about Tim touching her shoulders and legs, and she didn't like it. So it comes up in court that I said it was sexual, but I have the text right there. I never said it was sexual. The mother goes in court and tells the judge and everybody that she's been molested by her uncle for years, and now she's on Facebook that she makes graphic cakes. So that tells you what kind of a person it is. And I asked my attorney to have her background checked, and she never did. My attorney did nothing. She sat there and just looked around, and the only time she spoke up was about the woman's breast. She goes, that's not appropriate for a 10-year-old. Other than that, everything else went through. The recording went through, everything. The pictures, the CPS, the Dr. Benevago's report, and the judge just sat there like it was okay. They believe in corporal punishment. So here's the pictures. Here's the text that I text the daughter. Let's see if we can get this zoomed in right. Let me see the camera. I'll try it.